Imagine a world built not of atoms but of stories. A world where every myth, every legend, every whispered tale is a tangible place, a living, breathing reality. I am a narrative archaeologist. My job is to explore these story worlds, to excavate their truths, and to preserve their integrity. My name is Kalen, and this is my chronicle. For weeks I've been immersed in a particularly ancient narrative known as The Last Forest. It's a somber, beautiful tale of the final woodland in a world consumed by metal and rust. I've cataloged its flora, charted its whispering streams, and deciphered the language of its moss-covered sentinels. Each chapter is a layer of history, a fossilized moment of joy or sorrow. I had documented 4 chapters, each one a perfect, self-contained piece of the whole. Today, I was set to excavate Chapter 5, but when I opened the codex, a chill that had nothing to do with the forest air crept over me. The page for Chapter 5 was blank. It wasn't ripped out, it wasn't faded. There was no residue of erased ink, no sign of tampering. It was pristine, virgin parchment, as if the story simply stopped, holding its breath before the next verse could be sung. I ran every diagnostic I had. I scanned for temporal anomalies, narrative decay, external interference, nothing. It was as if Chapter 5 had never existed. But that's impossible. A story, especially one as old and stable as The Last Forest, doesn't just forget a part of itself. It's like a body missing a vital organ. The entire structure should have collapsed. Yet the forest around me stood as real and as vibrant as ever. I spent hours pacing the glade, the blank page haunting me. I thought of an old parable my mentor used to tell, the incomplete man. He was a golem perfectly sculpted from clay, but his creator forgot to give him a past. So he wandered the earth, a being of immense strength and presence, but with a hollow void where his memories should be. He could only ever be what he was in the present moment, unable to learn, unable to grow, because he had no history to build upon. Was that what was happening to the story? Was it becoming an incomplete man? As dusk began to settle, painting the canopy in shades of violet and gold, a strange thought shimmered in my mind. What if the narratives aren't static relics? What if they're not just things to be discovered, but things that react to their discoverer? We, the archaeologists, believe we are passive observers, documenting what already exists. But what if our presence, our very consciousness, changes the story we're trying to read? What if the narrative rewrites itself, tailoring its truth to the eyes that behold it? This idea was heresy. It shattered every principle of narrative archaeology. It meant that there was no single objective truth. It meant that every story was, in a way, a mirror. My heart was pounding. I needed to look again to see if I had missed something, anything. I hurried back to the codex, my hands trembling slightly as I turned to the blank page of Chapter 5. Under the fading light of the story world's twin moons, something was different. The page was no longer empty. Faint lines, like veins of silver, were beginning to emerge on the parchment. It wasn't the ancient, elegant script of The Last Forest. It was messy, hurried, familiar. I leaned closer, my breath catching in my throat. It was my own handwriting. But that was impossible. I hadn't written a single word. My fingers traced the shapes of the letters, a cold dread washing over me as I read the phrase materializing on the page. It was a simple sentence followed by a date. A date 3 days from now. It said, I had to erase her to save the story. Who is her? Erase her from where? From the narrative. From existence. How could I have written this? And why would I do something so monstrous? The words stared back at me, a prophecy of a choice I haven't yet made, a sin I am apparently destined to commit. The story wasn't just reflecting me, it was predicting me. Or perhaps it was commanding me. The blank chapter was a void I was meant to fill. And I have a terrifying feeling that the story is just beginning. What happens when the archive itself is alive? Join me as we venture into Chapter 6, the ocean that breathes through time. Things are about to get much, much deeper. Subscribe to the Tale Prism, and let me know in the comments if you've ever felt like a story was speaking directly to you. New chapters drop every day at 2 p.m. EST. Reconstruct yourself before the next chapter finds you.